Number 9 to 1956 Chevy Bel Air. Value, $33,500. Joe Biden is an avid collector of classic cars. The original value of this 1956 Chevy Bel Air was barely $2,443. According to experts, this oldtimer has now increased in value to $33,500. Though we are sure that for the sake of sentimental value, Joe has no intention of ever getting rid of him. As a child, Joe Biden was a stutterer. He almost completely eliminated this by himself, around the age of 20. By reciting poetry in front of a mirror. He received his law degree from Syracuse University in 1968. Biden was far from a brilliant student as he ranked 76th out of a total of 85 students. In addition, he was disqualified from military service because of his asthma. Number 8, 1964 Goodwood Green, Corvette. Value, $88,700. This is Joe Biden's absolute favorite car. His father bought it for just $5,600. During his campaign, he took it for a spin and already realized that he probably won't be able to enjoy these kinds of rides the first years to come. For a president is not allowed to drive a car from the Secret Service. Hence his statement, "I'm trying to get my miles in before the Secret Service stops me." His kids had the car's engine completely rebuilt as a gift to their father. In 1968 he joined the law office of Republican politician William Prickett. At first, middle-class Joe actually considered himself a Republican. The following year he went to work for the law firm of a local Democratic politician and he registered as a Democrat. Initially, he combined lawyer work with that of property management. Number 7, Mercedes-Benz 190 SL. Value, $92,000. As you can see, there is a nice collection of classic cars on display in the garage of the new president. This fun roadster convertible was built between 1955 and 1963. And has barely 104 horsepower, but for its time this was considered a fast car. In 1972 he ran for the first time to represent the state of Delaware in senatorial elections. His political agenda consisted of environment, the withdrawal of U.S. troops from Vietnam, healthcare, civil rights and fair taxation. During his campaign, he was more than 30 percentage points behind his opponent Boggs. But his enthusiasm and ability to respond to the voters' emotions eventually turned in his favor. And on November 7, 1972, Joe became senator for the first time. Number 6, former home in Greenville, Delaware. Value, $1.2 million. He bought this mansion for $185,000. He lived here from 1974 to 1996. This was his campaign headquarters for its first presidential run in 1988. That's why he nicknamed it, the station. He ended up selling this house for $1.2 million, so you could definitely call this a good investment. Several weeks after his first election as senator, before the poor fellow could take his oath, his first wife, Nelia, and their daughter Amy, who was just 1 year old, died in a traffic accident. His sons Bo and Hunter were also involved in the accident but fortunately survived. In the midst of so much despair, Biden considered the option to give up his Senate seat and to dedicate himself entirely to the education of his two sons. Fortunately, then Majority Leader Mike Mansfield was able to change his mind. We are halfway through, stay tuned if you want to know how Biden got the nickname, Amtrak Joe. You'll see that Joe's misery was far from over and how he reacted to this. And of course, we reveal his most precious possession at the end. Number 5, Greenville, Delaware residence. Value, $2 million. Biden bought this 6,850 square foot home for $350,000. It's gone up in value to over $2 million, so, one could certainly say that the guy knows a thing or two about real estate. On January 5, 1973, at the age of 30, he took his oath in a hospital. And not at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Because his sons were still being cared for there, from injuries sustained in the accident in which their mother and little sister died. That way, his beloved sons Bo and Hunter, along with a handful of other family members, were able to attend the ceremony. In order to still be able to see his sons every day, he commuted every day between Delaware and Washington, D.C. This train journey took 90 minutes one way. He continued to do this throughout his 36-year career as a senator, and it earned him the pleasant nickname, Amtrak Joe, a reference to the railway company of the same name. He was a senator for the state of Delaware from 1973 to 2009. In 1988, Biden faced another serious setback. When he was rushed to hospital after a bad headache, a brain aneurysm was diagnosed. Biden was out of action for no less than 7 months after his surgery. But once more, he came back to the Senate. Number 4, Rehoboth Beach Mansion, Delaware. Value, $2.7 million. This 4,800 square feet mansion was bought in 2017 for $2.7 million with views of the Atlantic Ocean. It was designed with several outdoor entertainment features, like an outdoor kitchen, barbecue, and a fireplace. It's obvious that the environment is close to his heart. An example of this is that out of the 30 states with coastline, the Delaware beaches ranked number 1 for water quality in 2011. Rehoboth Beach is a popular regional vacation destination. Its seasonal population expands to over 25,000 within the city limits and thousands more in the surrounding area in the summer. Under President Barack Obama, Joe Biden was appointed 47th Vice President of the United States of America in 2009. Starting salary as a senator was $42,500. As the years progressed, his salary grew to $169,000 a year. And as Vice President of Barack Obama, he earned $225,000 a year. Number 3, combined net worth of Joe and Jill Biden. Value, $9 million. In 1977, Joe Biden remarried his current wife Jill, a teacher. With her, he had another daughter, Ashley Blazer, in 1981. When discussing our number 2 in the ranking, it will immediately become clear how the couple amassed a combined net worth of $9 million. But first this, again Joe Biden and his family were not spared by fate. In 2015 his son Joseph R. Beau Biden III died from a brain tumor. Beau had served in Iraq in 2009, had once more fought a long and brave battle. But sadly enough, this was a losing battle. Number 2, public speaking fees and book deals. Value, $15 million. After leaving public office, the Bidens were very popular guest speakers. In addition, they also got lucrative book deals that earned them a tidy sum of $15 million in 2 years. We should also mention that the Bidens also gave away a combined $1.3 million to charity in 2017 and 2018. Number 1, persistence and resilience. Value, priceless. As the Earl Nightingale quote says, "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal." By now, anyone will have seen what the man has been through in his career. The majority of mere mortals would have thrown in the towel for much less. But giving up is clearly not in Joe Biden's dictionary.